Hello everybody and welcome to UVN Behind the Counter episode 225. On this episode I'm featuring a couple of my interviews from this last summer's BayCon. First up is an interview with Mark Clark, the author of Star Trek Fact. This is a book that spotlights the memorabilia that took place between the original series and Star Trek the Motion Picture. And also I had a chance to talk to the cast and crew from Aidan 5, the sci-fi web series. They have just now launched a new Kickstarter program for their Season 2. Go to their Kickstarter and support them for Season 2. So sit back and enjoy the interviews. Hello everybody, this is Richard. I'm down at BayCon. This is the second year. I'm with the cast and crew of Aidan 5. Everybody's around me. I'm kind of weirded. I'm in front of the camera. I'm usually behind it. So I'd like to, you guys want to introduce your show? Or?
Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Bass.
We're the team from Aidan 5. Aidan 5 is a sci-fi film noir about a detective who's trying to solve the serial killings of his own clones. And the entire series is done through a kind of match style of live-action filmmaking and hand-sketched art. So it's kind of like a living comic book.
Oh, that sounds cool. I've actually watched the first couple episodes, and I really enjoy what you guys are doing, because you guys use like all green screen, and then you're in front of the camera and stuff, and the art is amazing behind it. But the acting itself, you guys use that for the most part, because I've watched only the first 3 episodes. I apologize, but I am going to pick up the DVD. They have a DVD available, so here's the website where you can find it.
It's available for $19.99.
On Amazon.com.
On Amazon, yeah, on Amazon, and also available through our website, Aidan5.com.
So, like I said, you guys have been doing this for what, a couple years now, a year now?
We started back in 2008.
2008,
really.
oh wow, so you guys have been playing this out for a while now. I didn't even hear about you guys. I've been in Columbus down here videotaping stuff, and I stumbled upon it actually at the Laughing Ogre. The DVD was sitting there on the counter, and I'm going, wait, that's a series. So I actually went online and did a little research before here and stuff, and it's like, well, you're going to be here, so I thought I'd catch up with you guys. So it was nice catching up with the whole crew here, you know, and hopefully if you guys get a chance, go check it out online, or like you said, purchase the DVD. So that's probably the easiest way, because there's what, extras on the DVD?
There's over 8 hours of special features on the DVD, including a 1-hour documentary, visual effects breakdown, blooper reel, trailers, the whole 9 yards. So you get a whole experience.
So this is like a DVD collector's dream, you know, because that's what I love. That's why I buy the Blu-ray, so you get all the extras. And that's what I don't like anymore. They got only on the Blu-ray. You can't buy the DVDs anymore. So it's really cool. But like I said, the series is great. Go check it out.
Great. Thanks so much.
Thanks. Hello everybody, I'm down here at BayCon. This is the second year. I'm with Mark, and he's written a Star Trek fact book, and he's going to tell us about this.
Okay, the book is Star Trek FAQ. It's part of a series of books from Applause Books that look at different pop culture topics and break them down into little slivers of information, and that look at a familiar topic from a lot of interesting kind of unorthodox angles, and it covers basically the history of Star Trek from the conception, from when Roddenberry came up with the idea and the things that led to it, the careers of the people on the show and behind the scenes in the show before the series, then during the series, and then after the series left the air in the 70s and the show's revival at that time, and ends with as they are going into production on the first movie in 1978. And it covers things like the early Trek comic books and literature and some of the merchandising and all kinds of other little nooks and crannies that don't get a lot of attention in other books, which I tried to work into this one. So.
Yeah, he has quite an assortment of the stuff that he actually used in the book here at the table.
Actually, I had more of that stuff earlier, but it's gone now. People have picked it up. But
I mean, I remembered some of this stuff. He before this, he had like the puzzle stuff, and I just remember when I first bought those, like at a rink store and everything. It was just wild. And he's got these records here. I actually remember some of this stuff back in the day, and it's just wild. And I was flipping through the book earlier, and I mean, some of the stuff just brought back so many memories. If you was a Star Trek fan who basically watched it in the reruns, this is the ultimate experience because you get to relive some of the stuff that you actually lived through. Because some of the stuff you found, I just brought back memories.
Well, yeah, people who are around at the time will have a real kind of nostalgic connection with the material in the book, and people who weren't around at the time, I think find it interesting to learn about the origins of some of this stuff, and what an important role things like the records and books and other memorabilia things that came out in the 70s. Actually, that was an important part of the history of the show, because fans not only supported the show by watching it in reruns, but they supported it by buying all these products and making a little sort of cottage industry out of the program. And then in the late 70s, when Star Wars happened and suddenly there was this explosion of merchandising around Star Wars, Paramount was looking around for a property that they could develop that would have that kind of built-in ability to have the kind of ancillary revenue from the sale of record albums and books and toys and all that kind of stuff. And everybody in Hollywood was looking for a franchise like that, and Paramount realized they already had one.
Right.
They just needed to start making movies.
Well, weren't they originally going to do it as another series at the time?
Yeah, well, there's a whole chapter in the book about there was a whole 5-year process that they went through with different iterations of film scripts. At first, they were going to do it as a real low-budget film. They were going to drop like $2 or $3 million on it and do something cheap, because they had this idea that the popularity of the series was just a fad and would go away, and they wanted to rush something cheap on the market to cash in on it before it faded. But they had trouble getting that together, and then they thought, well, they'll spend a little bit more money and make a little bit better movie of it when it continued to be popular, continued to get good ratings. And then they finally decided, well, no, wait a minute, let's go ahead and make it into a series. And then they were going to bring it back as a Star Trek Phase 2 project. And then finally they decided to scuttle that post Star Wars and bring it back as a feature film.
Yeah.
But we go into all that. I go into all that in the book, and some of the scripts that were not produced, different story ideas that were out there that didn't get made,
and some that even got later on into the Star Trek Next Generation. Some of them scripts.
A couple of the unproduced scripts from the TV series were filmed as episodes of the Next Generation, and so yeah, there's all that information is in there.
Okay. Now your book's available online, correct? You can get through like Amazon.
Oh, sure. Amazon has it, and they have it at a big discount, so I can't really beat Amazon on that. And then but you can also get it straight from the publisher, from Applause Books, and Hal Leonard online. The parent company which is the parent company of Applause Books, or any number of other places.
Okay.
You can look it up. You can buy it at the website for Walmart, Target, or any place that sells books.
Distributed then.
Yeah, any place you can buy books, you can probably buy my book. Yeah.
Well, thank you for the interview, and all our viewers tune in. If you're a huge Star Trek fan, I would really recommend this book, and I think I'm going to get a copy myself. So thank you, and talk to you guys later.